They say that when you do photography, the real fun starts when you go wide angle. That was hard for me to believe, as I was mostly shooting portraits and the Nifty 50 was my common choice. While the 50 and 85mm give you that pro look and super bokeh, I soon switched to 35mm lenses, as they gave me that nice space in the frame and enabled me to shoot more environmental portraits that really stole my heart as a photographer. I mean, who doesn't like bokeh, right? Of course, the 35mm can give you a really nice background blur, especially if you shoot within 1.8 or 1.4 aperture. It also doesn't distort the image too much, and you can get close and personal with your subject and still have that nice, natural look of the model's face. But why not go wider than that? I was really excited when Samyang announced the 24 1.8 lens for Sony E-mount, dedicated to landscape and astrophotography lovers. And having a pleasant experience with Samyang's 45 1.8, I took my chance and ordered the new glass from their Tiny series lineup. As a portrait shooter, I must say, I really love this lens. The 24mm is technically a wide angle, but also not too wide, so you can use it in very different situations. It's super awesome for landscape and street photography. And if you put it on an APS-C sensor camera, it will give you somewhere around the standard 35mm lens. Still, if you aim for a 35 equivalent, I'd probably go for Viltrox's dedicated APS-C glass, the 23 1.4. It's much cheaper and gives you that one extra stop. Anyway, having Samyang's 24 on a full frame is a dream. It's extremely sharp all the way from 1.8, and the shots are very usable when cropped, even on my 24 megapixel A7 II camera. So taking a wider picture leaves you a very nice feel to get a tighter frame during editing. And that's even better when you have the A7R series and that nice 42 megapixel sensor to work with. This lens offers a very nice contrast and colors straight out of the camera, so editing JPEGs on the go with your mobile is really cool. There is a visible color fringing while fully open and a noticeable distortion, but for a wide angle it's not that bad at all. And the AF, it's really good. It's pretty snappy and very quiet. Even if you're using continuous AF, you can barely hear the motor inside the lens. So it's really nice for video or vlogging on a full-frame camera. Alright, so as you can see, it's quite good for vlogging as well. It gives you a pretty nice frame. I'm using my A7 II on a GorillaPod that I'm holding. I'm not extending my arm fully, but I still got that nice frame, and the autofocus is also good. It doesn't hunt and it's really quiet. I have the Rode VideoMic Pro mounted on the camera, so I don't think it picks up any autofocus noise. So that works really good, I think. I'm really impressed since this is a new lens, so in the future we can expect it to be even faster while Samyang rolls out a new firmware upgrade. And the lens can focus from 0.19 meter, while Viltrox's 24 is just about 0.3 meter. So you can get really close to your subject and focus on some nice details and achieve impressive bokeh. Speaking of bokeh, it is very pleasing, even when focused further away from your camera. I really like the look of those environmental portraits you can pull with this lens. And since the wide angle is all about perspective, it's really fun to play with it. The distortion can be pretty noticeable on the edges, so for the faces, you'd want them as close to the center as possible. The Samyang's Tiny series has come a long way and it's very impressive in terms of size. The lens is very compact and light and weighs just about 230 grams and it's rather short. Plastic build still feels a little cheap though, but it doesn't bother me too much as the lens produces some nice quality image. There are two custom buttons on the lens. One lets you choose from one of the two modes. First mode makes the lens ring to act as a focus ring, while the second mode makes the ring act as the aperture ring. Second button is the cool one though. It's designed specifically for the astrophotographers and it can recall the infinity focus with just one click. You can press it and the camera will switch to manual focus and set your focusing distance to infinity. But it doesn't stop there. You can actually program this button to any focus distance you want. So if you're doing street photography, you can calibrate it on any focal distance you want and then recall it using this one custom button. And the lens comes for about $500 and for that price we get a really nice budget wide angle with great image quality. I highly recommend this glass if you're looking for an affordable and decent wide angle. Oh, and I totally agree that the fun starts when you go wide. Have a great day guys and keep on shooting.